All right, we're here. We're doing get some browser window going, maybe. There we go. All right. What do we want to do here? Let me see. So there's a draft blog post that basically goes over what we're doing for Hacktoberfest. Let me pull this guy up. Okay, cool. So I recorded like half of this. This is the introduction for people getting started with Hacktoberfest. Probably the coolest thing we're doing for Hacktoberfest is we have this hat. This is kind of a bad image of the hat. I think I have a better one on my Twitter. I'm being like ultra cautious about showing my screen because I think I got like some weird recents here. Yeah, what the heck? Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see. I think I have a little bit of a better image of this hat. Yeah, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. All right, let's bring this in. But yeah, we're going to try to give away this hat. I actually have not figured out how to ship this outside the US yet. So we will, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to do my best. How hard could it be? How hard could it be to ship a hat outside of the US? This video is mostly going to be for Hacktoberfest preparation. So I'll probably show this to people who are looking to get ready for Hacktoberfest. And I think I'll cut it up a little bit into sub videos so people doing Hacktoberfest can find things to do as I go over each project. I'm trying to get this caption here. And the end goal is to kind of fill out this blog post. Oh, looks so good. Yeah, I'm still doing the hoodie. I don't know. We'll try to do a hoodie, but who knows? Who knows? It's pretty complex. Pretty complex, it turns out. All the logistics. But the hat theoretically exists. I'm getting it in a couple days, and I'm very excited about that. Okay, so the main point of this video is to go through each of the projects and make a guide to contributing. And then I will cut up this stream into many videos and then paste them in here. But that is basically what I'm doing today. It'll help a bunch of people get started on these projects. I don't know how many people are going to participate for Hacktoberfest. Maybe just a few, maybe many people. But I definitely want it to be easy for people to jump in. So that's what I'm going to be up to. The easiest library is the schematic symbols library. So first I'm going to figure out how to contribute to this project because I don't really remember super well off the top of my head exactly the steps to contribute. So we will try to do a contribution and then I will jump in and make a video on how to contribute on the stream. So I'll be talking to the camera. Let's do... One thing I don't like about these issues is a lot of times there's no description because a lot of these are like kind of scaled up, It's like I have some general thing, like big checklist, and I just break it up into issues. And then this issue also doesn't have a guide. So we might do a little bit to improve the documentation around these. Let's see. So schematic, symbols... Yeah, and then like another issue that I think, oh, we do have circles. Oh, I didn't know we had circles. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we should try to do one of these. I think the one I saw that's really easy is there's like AC voltmeter. So the schematic symbols project is basically a project just to build a bunch of symbols. It's pretty simple. So you got DC AC voltmeter. Voltmeter isn't really a symbol we would use very often because because it doesn't represent a physical component. But like regardless, I guess it's nice to have. Maybe we would use it for something eventually. But AC voltmeter, maybe general voltmeter would be a cool one too. I don't know when we would use it, but I don't know when we use any of these. So let's just say create symbol for voltmeter. By the way, if you do have access to edit issues because you've been added to the org, you should absolutely do that. I very few people edit issues as a bad actor. You know, if you feel really uncomfortable about it, like you're like, oh, this is controversial, you can just add a comment. But otherwise, people should edit issues. I'm going to assign this one to me. Create symbol for voltmeter. And then we will try to implement this really quick. And then we'll make a video after with how we did it. So the schematic symbols project has had some changes. So let's see if I can figure this out. So we've got all these different symbols here. So I think you copy and paste a symbol like that. So we're going to copy and paste the box resistor and we'll say voltmeter. And then I think you like open it in Inkscape or something like that. Oh man. The bounds on this suck. See how none of these are centered really well? All right, we'll see if we can fix that. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So, yeah, this is a little crazy. Maybe what we do... So this is kind of in some random place. So usually what you do is you design these in SVG, and then the SVG is converted into JSON, and then that JSON is put into TypeScript. So it is a mess, but it's our mess. I also... Yeah, all right. I also feel like this symbol is kind of weird. Like, I feel like it's missing things. Let's see. I feel like other symbols have red dots and stuff. Oh, this is so jank. Okay. Yeah, you're supposed to have these red dots. Yeah. And then, like, the size of this is kind of weird. I'm gonna fix this potentiometer one if I can. So let's make it a 3x3 by default. Yeah, I'm worried about a lot of stuff. The other thing is we don't have snapshot testing, so I'm a little worried about showing people how to contribute before there's snapshot testing, which is not good. Because snapshot testing makes it really easy to review these in PRs. Okay, so our potentiometer is centered on this kind of 3x3 area. I believe we can now do like document properties or something and make this smaller. I don't really know Inkscape super well. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I would have done this differently in retrospect, but you gotta, at some point you just gotta commit to your terrible processes. And this one, like, I think it's fine. We can always do something later and like convert the symbols back into a program that we like. So like, it's not the biggest deal. As long as it's all in TypeScript at the end of the day, I think it'll be fine. So here's my problem is like, I can definitely edit these things because I see it in the top of the file. I see width, height, I see view box. So you can definitely edit these things to make this more sane. Oh, maybe document properties. I think I hit the wrong thing. Okay, so there's a grid here. What's the grid? The grid is 10 by 10. So that means that the document, if we want it to be 3 by 3, should be 30 by 30. Okay, that looks a lot better to me, right? That makes sense to me. So if we save that, what does it look like in Finder? How do I refresh this? By the way, I'm like kind of a Mac noob. Never really been big into Mac until very recently. Let's see. Do you just leave the folder and come back? Oh, I bet if I saved it as a new file, it would show up properly. Let's do that. Let's save it over our other thing that we opened earlier. Voltmeter. Yeah. Replace. All right. Let's try this again. I want to know that these thumbnails are fixed. I'll just get a sense of satisfaction. It's not that important. Okay. And I resaved it. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm bad at Finder. I feel like you should be able to refresh this somehow. Okay. Preview, add, open in Finder. Still looks not the right size. And then this is the data for it now. Viewbox 030. I don't know. Everything seems right. Is Finder just caching this? All right, last test. Voltmeter 2. I don't know. I mean, it's bigger. It's bigger, but it's not that big. Okay. Oops. Okay, let's save this again as voltmeter. All right, let's get to it. So let's make this into an actual voltmeter. So somebody told me we didn't support circles. Oh man, this is so jank. I'm remembering all this now. So you have to change the group name. You really got to have this thing open when you're doing this. And then we have to, I think, even if we support circles, I don't think we support this like type of circle. Okay. So now I got to change the stroke color. Stroke. Nice. Beautiful. And then what's the thickness of this line? It's an odd value. 0 point something. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Change this line. Why does it do that? I don't know. I don't know about this Inkscape thing. Yeah. Huh. Doesn't like it when I paste that number. All right. I'll just memorize it. 265. There we go. Okay. I made the inside of this white, which is kind of regrettable. I don't know if voltmeters have a val. I think they do. I think they do have a val. I think they could have both of these. Can delete that. Not needed. Can put a reference up here. I think that's fine. We fit in the box. As long as you fit in the box, you're all good. And then we'll put a big V in. Call it a day. V. Okay. That has a stroke on it. No stroke. Black text. And nice and big. I don't know if, yeah, this might get, I don't know, this could be weird with all the font sizes and whatnot. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to come through okay. Big old generic voltmeter. Oh. All right. Yeah, all right. All right. So definitely going to be a weird test to see if these dimensions come through properly when they're converted to TypeScript, but we have our voltmeter. Great. Also, I think I needed to pull main. I hope I did. I think I did. Okay. So is the README going to help us out for what we do? Guidelines, usage, adding new symbols. It says go to blah, 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 blah. Go to the symbols directory to add new shapes. After adding a shape SVG file, it'll automatically appear in the dev environment. Whoa, what did I do? Huh, interesting. Somehow switched on weird code highlighting every time I save. Interesting. Not sure why that's happening. Almost seems like a bug in the markdown highlighter here. Starts right here. I guess it kind of starts on a quote. No idea. Can never be sure. Can never be sure with syntax highlighting. Is it me? Is it them? Just power through it. After adding a shape SVG file, it will automatically appear in the dev environment. I don't feel like that's true. Nothing is automatic. I feel like you have to run generate. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's break this down a little bit. Yeah, 2. Yeah, good. And let's make it bun. Bun run generate. And verify the new symbol. I love it. I love it. This is the crazy... I've never seen highlighting like this. Is it because of this? It's the syntax highlighter. It's insane. It's because I guess this quote has never ended, so it's doing the data syntax highlighting forever. That is crazy. I love it. That was very interesting. Okay, so bun run generate to generate the new symbol, bun run dev. Here's an example of generated symbol file. And then I'm just going to add a note like these files are used to... Man, this project is crazy how it works. Is there a symbols.ts file? It's not a symbols.ts file. What's this AI talking about? Generate a... Let's make this a little bigger. As we discover how this project works. So we've got an assets directory. We've got some drawing functions. Isn't there going to be like a, oh yeah, symbols. There's a generated symbols index. Okay. For, let's say, bun run build to build all these symbols into the generated directory. Okay. But then how does the build system work? Build, make VFS, okay. So it's making a virtual file system, outputting to the symbols index file. And then it does tsnode index.ts, okay. But that file... Oh, okay, yeah, all right. So then they're all re-exported. Wow, complicated project. I get it. Going from SVG to JSON to TS, okay. I think it makes sense. But I don't love it. It's hard to love. Okay, let's run bun run generate. Follow our own advice here. And it changed tons of files. Why did it change tons of files? What happened? What changed? Little XY position changes? Why? It's like a nightmare. Because this would be merge conflict city for people. Slight difference in X and Y. I don't know about this. Or are these all just... Let's run bun run dev. Let's see if I broke something. Bun run dev doesn't work either. Where did that come from? Bun run start. Why the late night streams? I don't know, man. Sometimes I'm just feeling it. Sometimes I'm just in the mood. I'm like, let's do a stream. Got a bunch of stuff that I got to do by tomorrow, so stream it out. You always got to break something. Yeah, this project is bad. This project is bad. I don't know. I want to refactor it, but I'm like, I just can't think of a way to do it. The best way to refactor it would be to completely remove the SVG system. The SVG system is optional too. So, yeah, not great. Still PCB. This is the schematic symbols project. Yeah, actually, so what I'm doing, the whole concept of this stream is for Hacktoberfest, I'm kind of like showing making a contribution guide for all these different projects. And I'm not going to try to innovate too much. Like, I'm just going to like go with what they are. They all have tons of stuff like to make them ready for contribution, but like I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to work with what I got and hopefully chop up this stream into small videos that I can insert here so people have a good time getting started. Because a lot of people ask me for issues. They want to get started. And just tricky to do that over and over again. So hopefully if I just do a video for it, people will be able to figure it out. But I don't know what's going on here with all these files changing. That's not good. If other people hit that, that'll really suck. So not sure what I'm going to do about that. I think I will. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to check out generated. So we revert all those generated assets. And then this button run generate, I'm going to make it interactive, and I'm going to make it so that you select whatever symbol you want to generate, or you provide it as the first argument, which people can do if they're power users. So I will add complexity to hopefully make this better. Just keep stacking on the complexity, you know, dig the hole deeper. I think this, what does generate actually do? Generate, button run script / generate symbols from asset SVGs. Generate, let's turn that into generate all. Then we'll have generate symbol from asset SVG and format. Okay. Button run format should be safe, I think. The repo should always be fully formatted. So we'll do that. Is this like a dictionary of parts? Yes, it is. Yeah, I can show the output from this in 1 second. So the output from this repo is symbols.tscircuit.com, which is this library of schematic symbols. Some of these are rendering really wrong. Oh, I don't know. I'm looking at this push button. That doesn't look right. Something is off there. It's basically we need a library that's really big of these schematic symbols, and then they need to be annotated in a very specific way. So like each of these, like 1, 2, 3, it needs to have annotations saying what it is. So in this case, like MOSFET depletion, whatever, it's going to say like D or G or, you know, it's going to have like letters or whatever. So, this is the main project I want to scale up for Hacktoberfest. It's pretty easy. You have to do some TypeScript stuff. I feel like for a lot of people, it's a good first issue. So I really want to scale up this project. The other projects are way meatier, but people are going to do dumb stuff on them if it's their first project. They like won't feel comfortable with contribution. And so symbol libraries exist, but they usually have licensing that I think is difficult to use, or like schematic. Yeah, I don't know, schematic symbols database. When you look up this stuff, you do have like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if you go to like this is the like global standard. This is the database of like the official standardization, but to get them, you have to apply, and then they have this license agreement and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, like, I don't know. This is one area where I shouldn't be a purist, but I'm still like a pretty open source purist. Like, this is pretty annoying, and like it doesn't block TS Circuit that much. That's why I like it for Hacktoberfest too. It's not like that blocking, but Yeah, yeah. There are open schematic symbol data sets, but they're just small. They're just not that big. Wikipedia, for example, has a public domain one. Yeah, annoying to use, and then you can't really redistribute it. So like, basically like a lot of things aren't compatible with TS Circuit because we're MIT for everything. So that just makes us not compatible sometimes. This has two functions that I think I can just export and refactor out. So I'm going to do that. Call it SVG generation functions. Yo, Azazel. What up? Yeah, I can't imagine what that's like to use. That schematic data set that you buy. Or I don't know if you need to buy it. I don't really get how it works. You have to be part of, for a lot of these, you have to be part of a special club. So I'm not in the club, you know. Maybe I'll be on there. Xstream. Yeah, there's I stream to 3 locations. I stream to YouTube, X, and Twitch. Good luck for Hacktoberfest. Thank you, Azazel. Yeah, we're creating issues for people for Hacktoberfest. Yeah, I probably should put like a link to it in the description, but that's a lot of effort across 3 channels. Yeah, so people talk on every channel, and then I don't put up the chat feed so that nobody can see messages. It gives me exclusive access to different chat messages, you know? And then people can just assume it's thriving in other channels. If I'm talking to myself, they'll be like, "Oh, he surely he isn't talking to himself." You know, I can mislead them. Yeah. YouTube is the most interesting channel because it has the most like drop-in dropouts. Like people just come in, they're like, "Yo, what up?" and talk for like 5 seconds, and then they dip. So I like YouTube for that. They check in on me. I'm alone on YouTube, LOL. That's, hey, you know, Sunday night. What's better than that? Sunday night, right? That means you can stay up, probably no job in the morning, you know what I mean? That job just, actually I have an early meeting on Mondays, so I'm gonna try not to take forever, but we'll see how it goes. All right, focusing in. I refactored the wrong file. Okay, so this file works like this, and then this file we're gonna use AI for this guy. So there's a function process SVG, I think, because we did a little bit of refactoring. What parameters does process SVG take? It takes a path to this symbol. Assets symbols voltmeter.svg. Okay. It's early in the morning in France. As a streamer, your first job is to create a chatbot in chat overlay. You know, I literally have the chat overlay, but it's just set up on my, like, you know, bottom screen. What do you do for work? I work on this. I'm a full-time open source maintainer guy. All right, I got the chat there, but the transparency isn't so good. Let me see if I can change the transparency. Take 5 seconds to do that. Oh, let's see. Oh, configuring stream. How do? The thing is when I'm showing anyone anything, I'm not very good at technology. I have no idea. All right, let me pull this down here into my intimate zone. Giving up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this works. I give up. Yeah, I don't think so. All right. Sorry, no chat. No shared chat. I'll do it next time. Have an early Monday too. Catch you later, imposter. Good to see you. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to make this an interactive command line. So allow the user to select a file from... How did I learn to code? Through a lot of time just messing around, making games and stuff. Mostly making games back in the day. It's probably the easiest time ever to learn to code and have fun with it, with all the AI tools. I built a tower defense game in 1 hour, and I posted all the prompts that I did to do that on Twitter. If you scroll deep into my feed, you should be able to find that. It's very fun to program nowadays. Allow the user to select a file. What's that super common... There's some like command line, super popular command line framework for auto select npm. What is it? CLI autocomplete. Man, that's not it. I always use this thing when I want to select. Is it just called select? npm select CLI, something like that? CLI select? Oh man, I'm totally forgetting. What is the most common like npm package for making CLIs? Let's start there. Oh, you know what it is? It's prompts. Yeah, this. I love this library. Let's use this library to do our prompt. Okay, so yeah, allow the user to select a file from the symbols directory using an autocomplete type with the prompts library. Okay, so I gave it a couple hints as to how I wanted that done. Okay, very nice. We don't have types for prompts. That's why we're getting that error. Can't find declaration file, so we're just going to install the types. Okay, cool. All right, let's see if this is a little bit better. So this won't generate so many nonsense files now. Error reading directory, asset symbols, no such file or directory. What are you talking about? Since we're using bun, we can do import meta dir. So that's the directory. So that should be a path to the scripts directory, I think. So we can do that, and then we can do path join. Yeah, something like that. So that should be a pretty reliable. Schematic symbol scripts. It still thinks we're in scripts. I don't know. Let's go up one. Why? Let's just log some stuff. Oh, it's going to take a while. This is supposed to be all about helping people contribute. Here I am coding. I don't understand. We're not even getting here. Is it erroring too fast? Am I editing the wrong file? No. Generate symbol from asset SVG. Generate symbol from asset SVG. Generate symbol from asset SVG. Got to go to school. See ya. Enjoy school in France. Okay, something went wrong. I guess I didn't save the package JSON. Okay, cool. Oh, please work and be interactive. No such file or directory. It's because this is messed up now. All right. Yeah, all right. And then can you search? Okay, so now people can search for their symbol voltmeter, and then it generates it just for the symbol. Okay, so nothing to parse. Files.map, autocomplete, select a file to process, response.file, path.join. Seems okay. Oh, this takes the content, not the file path. So we have to do yeah, read file. Blah blah blah, not a parent. Let's just be lazy. Read file sync. Okay. Let's try that. And then we will select our type of voltmeter. Okay, so what did that do? Should probably have that log out because people are going to get confused. All right. So after you generate writing to file, oh, it did say it. Writing to file. I think it just gets kind of trapped here. Let's make it in green. I like this library, Clure, for doing colors. Clure. Yeah, nice. Can I find module Clure? Did I spell that right? Clure, npm. I got it mixed up. It's it's EUR. Maybe I did do it right. I think I did do it right. I didn't do it right here. Oh man, that's the worst. Ugh. But I do like this library. I'll spell things however you want for a great API. All right, Clure, green. Okay, we're just gonna make that a little bit more recognizable after you degenerate. Yeah. So now you can see we generated JSON from our SVG. And I think there's a bug where the circle isn't in here because I don't see the circle. So that's going to be fun to figure out. So you can't do circles. Okay, so it generates this file. And then what? In our instructions, we say bun run dev. Let's add a third step. Create a new symbol file in the symbols directory. For your symbol. Make sure to add a suffix hors or vert depending on its orientation. Okay. So voltmeter. It's kind of weird. Box resistor is one word for some reason. I think that's an anomaly. Voltmeter hors, because I built it horizontally. It's kind of weird because it doesn't. I almost feel like this file should be created automatically. I feel like there is a way to create this file automatically. Generate base symbol names? No. Serialize. Get TS file content for SVG group. Where is this used? I was like, there's no way I'm writing this all the time. Oh, wait. This does create it? In the process SVG, it's supposed to create this file. But it didn't. Has source file is ready for gen. So I'm guessing this one doesn't meet the criteria is ready for gen. Let's just log it. Oh, we do log it. Skipping, blocks, it's not ready for gen. SVG data. Okay, so we know we got here writing the file. And then here, for some reason, we don't get to the horizontal symbol part. Source ignore list. I don't think it's on the source ignore list. Skipping. Maybe I got that skipping thing and I didn't realize it. Let's delete our voltmeter file that we made. Oh, I already deleted it. And then let's run but generate again. But what path would this not log is what I'm trying to figure out. Because here we log, we skip. So like it seems like in any path it should be logging here. But it did not. Writing the file. I don't know. Let's just log these parameters because I don't think anything will change if we don't do anything. So is ready for gen. Okay. Let's see what happens. When run generate voltmeter. It's looking pretty good. I guess neither of the. Okay, so if no source file has source file is coming up as true. Because it's a potentiometer. Did I do something wrong? I feel like I did something wrong. This says voltmeter. Does something else say potentiometer? Did I save it wrong? Potentiometer. There is this group with an ID that says potentiometer. That sucks though. Let's do it based on, ah, man. Maybe I do it based on file name. Process SVG. And we'll add the optional file name here. Yeah. I love it when AI somehow knows what you're going to do. We're not going to call this group ID, though. We're going to call this file name. Okay, so we got a root group somewhere. Yeah, group ID. So we're going to say file name. Okay. Yeah, that might be more confusing, but I think that'll work for now. Okay, so now we shouldn't be seeing it has a source file. What was the name of this file? Voltmeter. Cool. So now we get our voltmeter horizontal and voltmeter vertical. Yeah, okay. So it should show up. Okay. So our README is mostly correct. Bun run generate or bun run generate symbol name. Generate a symbol. Actually, let's keep it simple. If you want to automate the process, they are welcome to do that, but they'll have to figure it out some other way. So this generate thing, we're going to say process.argv, I think 3. If my count is right. So then we can do bun run generate voltmeter. This is a little iffy. Okay. If we have arg3, we're going to do arg3.svg. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Ooh, AI kind of messed that up. Oof. Okay. Nice. All right. Okay, it still asks for the voltmeter, so I think it might be arg2. Let's just look at it. What are our args here? Am I going to have to use a library for this? How do you get args? 1, 2, it doesn't show up. You would have to do, I guess, dash voltmeter. Sometimes you have to do that to pass things through. Still nothing. All right. I'm not going to try too hard. Somebody else can do that. Somebody else can implement it. It's strange, though. How we can't accept the file name. Okay, what about this? Order files by recency in the prompts list. Yeah, that's even better, I think. Yeah, that's pretty nice because it's basically just hitting enter. Okay. So weird thing is just like user experience wise is when I did that generate symbol, it didn't like tell me that it wasn't going to do anything, which is kind of weird. So let's figure out what's going on there. So else skipping because it already has the source file. Perfect. Skipping because it already has a source file. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Technically, we could say and vert. Okay. Cool. That, I believe, is an improvement. Probably make people mad tomorrow because they'll have to figure out how this works, but I think it's an improvement. Whew. Okay, that's a lot of changes. Let's run the next step of the README. Make sure that this works. Okay, so run bun run dev. There is no bun run dev script still. I like it when these alias to each other. So let's do dev does bun run start just for start and dev. Start should always be dev. Dev should always be start. Same difference. Okay. And it looks like because that runs the build, you know what? I'll leave that step in there, even though it's unnecessary. Undefined is not an object evaluating primitive.type. So I think this is new. Get SVG. I wonder if this is because of a change I just did or some other chaos, because so much stuff has happened in the past, like, hour of working on this. Man, I don't know if we're going to get anything done tonight. Yeah, we'll definitely see. Okay. 92 get SVG open in VS Code set face. Get SVG 92. What's going on? Maybe we just log this guy out. I think that's going to log in this terminal. If I refresh this page. Undefined is not an object primitive type. And then we logged it here. So is it, yeah, there's undefined at the end of this. I think it's because of the circle. Because we have a circle in our, I think this circle isn't being interpreted as an element. Oh man, there's so many problems. Maybe I will just post this video for Hacktoberfest of me just frustrating working with this repo, and that'll give everyone all the context they need. Although it's not completely clear how to improve the user experience. Like there's like a lot of stuff we could do. Or maybe I'll try to make a really easy contribution video. This is supposed to be the easy project. So when this generates its list of primitives, wherever that is, wherever it writes this file, SVG data, where does this list come from to begin with? Get SVG, primitives, symbol. I think this comes from this file. So which one of these is undefined? Is there anything undefined in this file? I think this file was pretty clean. There's no issues here. Let's see. Text. We got top, bottom 1, bottom 2. Top, bottom 1, bottom 2. Ref blocks left and right. Looks pretty solid. I don't see where the issue could be. Let's log the symbol so I can double, triple check it's actually my symbol and not somebody else's symbol, causing problems for me. Okay. Something undefined in there. Where is it? There should be a name on the symbol, or not. Is there no name on the symbols? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess you don't give a name here. Oh, see, it'd be cool if there was a name. There's no name to these symbols. Which makes debugging really annoying. I'm just going to throw this in there. But somebody definitely messed up. Actually, let's do this right. Let's do it right. Why not? Get inner SVG, get SVG. Where's get SVG called? Generate web page. So we're generating HTML, throwing in the name. So let's do this. Let's say let SVG, and we'll do try SVG equals catch E, And I'm actually going to make that the name of the SVG. E.toString. Cool. Okay. So now we'll, instead of ignoring the error, we're actually going to see the symbol that's causing the problem. And it looks like it's the potentiometer, so it is one of the ones I changed. I like that error, though. I don't like how big it is. Div, style, color, red, font size, like 10. We don't want it to distract too much. Just throw that in there. Technically, we need to escape this, but I can't remember how to escape it, so I'm not going to bother for now. Type error undefined is not an object evaluating primitive.type. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, somehow I really messed up the potentiometer. Maybe I just need to run my new generate command on it. There's 2 potentiometers. Oh, skipping, generating. Oh, I don't want to skip. Or actually, no, I do. I just want to regenerate the data. Yeah, no, that's fine. Because you can put overrides in the TypeScript, so that's fine. All right, let's do it. Button run start. Refresh. Oh, now it's fixed. I just had to generate it. No big deal. I don't know how it got messed up, but it's great now. Voltmeter is messed up. I think some of this is my fault. So I think under this is an arrow, so we can delete that. Oh, I hope that's perfectly centered. But then again. Right. And then we do have to regenerate that. And now it's completely broken. Oof. Oof. Ah, oh, man, I don't know about this system. This is so janky. I think I made a mistake. I think this architecture was a mistake. I think people should just define TypeScript files manually. I'm going to propose it on the Discord. Man, how do we feel about just not doing SVGs for the schematic symbols project? It's so complex. Doing it on live stream right now and annoyed. We'll see what people think. Because you could just type up these files manually, and it sucks, but like complicated build systems are the worst. Okay, so why isn't this showing up as our new investigation? That looks fine. I don't know. Everything seems kind of okay. This is weird. It says height is 0. Height is 0. Why would height be 0? This guy doesn't have height 0. Okay, so what I'm doing is going to the process SVG function and figuring out where those bounds come from. Bounds, get bounds of SVG JSON. This code looks very easy. So the bound, oh, interesting. It's computed based on the paths. And if you think about it, because we're not considering the circle, the only path is this guy, these two. And so it's totally flat. I'm going to do kind of a hack and say the minimum is 1 for both of these. And I think that'll just make life easier for everyone. It's not like the right fix. The right fix is to do more stuff, but I think that's a pretty decent hack to make sure nobody runs into this. And then I think I need to regenerate. Okay. Okay, cool. So this is actually correct if you don't have circles implemented, which we don't. So what I'm going to do is temporarily hack in circle because, man, we could probably add support for circles. All right, let's do voltmeter example checkpoint. I did a lot of symbols like this. It's kind of crazy. I think, like, yeah, it just didn't survive the test of other people contributing. And I don't know. It's so complex. All right. We'll figure it out. I'm looking at Discord. Sweet. People are jumping into it. Checkpoint was a mistake. Voltmeter. Make run generate interactive. Those are the main things. We're also going to try to add support for circle. I'm going to do this one with Aider. So we're going to do add, and we will do drawing. So that's our drawing API. And then add scripts. Add support for processing SVGs with, let's find the element that we want to convert here. So voltmeter SVG. Let's see, people messaging me on Discord about schematic symbols. Or like, somebody's asking me for a reference PDF. I'm like, there's no reference PDF. Yeah, you kind of just pick an issue and then I try to like allude to where you got to go, but you basically have to Google for it and figure out what the symbol should look like. And there is no defined answer, you know, like these things look different from every provider. So, yeah. Okay. Add support for, yeah, add support. Let's say add support in process SVG for, and then there should be like, let's find the name of it here. So if I click on this, it's called path one. So it's a circle. Okay. For getting circle elements, for adding circle elements. And then in the get SVG function, does it know how to draw circles? inner SVG, get inner SVG. This is where it would do it. Yeah, I think it does. Oof. Okay, so it wants to run it. Let's not have it run it. What did it do? It edited types and it added circles to SVG data. Okay. And then it added circles to the template. Okay. And then in our SVG generation function, it said circles from entries, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to do one quick thing. If the circle.attributes.id includes ref block, we're going to exclude it. So sometimes little circles are used to denote references. I don't think my guy knows I'm live. The guy who's Discording me. I should ignore, but he is trying to work on this issue, but he's doing it in DM. So I feel like I can't show it. That's why you got to do public channels. You know, I can pull it up. We can dig in together. So still no circle, but I didn't run generate. So let's run bun run generate, voltmeter, bun run start. Still nothing. Let's see if it made it into the voltmeter JSON. So yeah, there it is, circles. It's got the radius. The radius is super tiny though. As infinitesimal. It might be so small that the green diamond is covering it up. What if I just set that to 1? Just rebuilding for testing. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Okay. Somebody just asked me for an issue, so I'm going to pull up a random one. I'm also going to tell them I'm doing this on stream. Let's do Shocky Diode. This is a really good one. This one is super important, actually. Cool. All right. I told him I'm live. So we can see what's going on, especially if he's getting into it. He says there's a PDF that creates it all, or has them all. Oh, sure where that went. Might be in an issue somewhere. There's that mega issue. Yeah, there's a mega issue with all the like ISO 606 17 symbols. So that could be the one with it. Okay, anyway. We need to get a circle to show up here. So it's getting through to the JSON. I think maybe it's not being loaded in here. Yeah. So we'll just do object.values, circles. Then we'll add circles up here. Okay. Nice. So I think this circle is being filled. Yeah, fill true. I think I did give this guy a fill. So let's try removing the fill, because it kind of shouldn't have a fill, I guess. You're not allowed to have like multiple colors. Oh, there's so much jank. Yeah, so that's the problem with removing the fill, is like, then these little lines show up. Can I do this? Okay, hopefully that correctly moves it. We'll find out. I'm a little worried. Generate, start. Let's take a look. There's my Chrome window here. All right, now it's invisible. I think the reason it's invisible is because this radius comes in way too small. If I set it to like 0. I don't know, what's the scale of this? I don't know. Let's try 0.5 and see what happens. Okay, so also still getting the fill true. So we should look at how that fill is determined. Circle.attributes.fill is not equal to none. What is that defined as? Man, SVGs. Oh, literally the worst. Literally the worst. It's such a big specification. And this circle is like rotated for some reason. Okay, there's the R. Radius parse float, attributes R. I wonder why that's causing a problem. That seems really simple. CX, CY. Fill none. It's part of the style. Okay, so we'll say fill not circle.style.includes fill none. And yeah. Yeah. All right. I have to regenerate to fix this one. So many different parts of the life cycle. Oof. I don't think it's that painful relative to a lot of projects, but it's still pretty painful. All right, still no circle, but maybe we're a step further. If I change this to 0.5, we have fill false now. All right, get inner SVG. All right. Circle, CX, blah, blah, blah. Fill equals map color primary. Okay, so it's always filling it. Oof. Okay. If primitive.fill is true, then set the fill. Otherwise, set the stroke. And set the fill to none. Let's do that. And it doesn't like the circle primitive. Does circle primitive not have fill? Circle primitive. Fill boolean. Yeah, color also should be in there. This is jank. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, all right. So now it draws, but the radius still comes in weird. So now we got to figure out why the radius is coming in weird. Parse float. Circle.attributes.r. Seems totally fine to me. I don't know why that would be a problem. Quasar, man, where are you broadcasting this from? The Young Turks, what up, Cenk? I have no idea what that means. Where am I broadcasting this from? I'm on X, Twitch, YouTube. I'm in San Francisco, though, if you mean physical location-wise. Good to see you. Been a while. Yeah, I'm trying to get some of these projects ready so that Hacktober hackers can contribute, but they are in a bad state. I feel like this is the most like enterprise crap code I feel like I've been a major contributor to. To all the people who worked with this, you rule. You know what I mean? Like, people who have been fighting through this, you're the best. But I don't know. I'm not proud of what I've done here. Oh, jank? Yeah. Jank is like, you know, janky, you know, all that. Unless you're, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and then I'm just wondering why this R won't parse properly. Just do what we always do. Throw in the old console log. Oh, so hard to log in this context, though. This is why there's this special expression called do that was supposed to come out for TypeScript, and it kind of, you know, you don't need to convert functions because you can turn expressions into things that log. It's a special thing that never came to pass. I don't know if it ever will. I think it's been locked away inside some RFC somewhere, never to be merged. Oh, R is coming in weird. What the heck? Oh, interesting. Group with applied transform. Group with transform applied. So does it have something to do with applying transforms? Man, SVGs. I'm telling you, never build a data system on top of SVGs. It's crazy. The specification is too big. If you're going to do it, use the most minimal version of the SVG standard without transforms, ideally. No transforms. It's crazy because when you're using Inkscape, hundreds of transforms just get embedded and you have to apply them like in order from child to parent. It's nuts. So trying to find out where things actually are located, so hard. I would say that's probably one of the biggest problems. All right, where is this group transform applied? Group with transform applied. Apply group transforms to children. Group transform, parse. If it's a rect, do this. Path, blah, 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 blah. Text, circle. Okay. So for circle, we parse the circle. Then we multiply it by transform. Group transform A. Hello, drop shot Pat. Welcome. And then we convert it into a string again. Group transform dot A, that is in an affine matrix, that is the scaling factor, I believe. SVGs use tons of affine transformations, tons of matrices all over the place to do their transforms. All right, so where is it? Scale, yeah. Okay, so this is A, B, C, D, E, F. Is that right? A, B, C. No, it's not. Yeah, A, B, C, D, E. That's how it's usually annotated. So CX, that's the scale. Scale X to, yeah, it should be A. If you don't know affine transformations, nothing I just said made sense. If you do, probably still didn't make sense. But anyway, group transform A is supposed to be the scale factor. That is what you're supposed to multiply R by. If I don't multiply R by that, then this is probably wrong. What you're doing, I'm trying to get this repo ready for Hacktoberfest, but the end project generates these schematic symbols from SVGs and they're generated into data that can be reused. So right now we have a bug where, for whatever reason, maybe this is the issue. What's the affine matrix for rotate -90? This could be it, actually. So if I open up my trusty node here and I do require transformation matrix. Okay, so now we got a library. Let's do rotate and then negative math.pi/2 because it's going to be in radians. Aha. Yeah, that is our problem. All right. Yeah. All right, I know this isn't going to make any sense, but we got to do it. When we're applying group transforms, we have to do a decomposition on this matrix. And yeah, I don't know, man. This is too intense. But don't work with SVGs. That's my recommendation to avoid all this horror. All the transforms are so hard. There's got to be a subset of SVG that is more minimal and doesn't have these issues, but I don't know what it is. Okay, so instead of multiplying by A, actually I can do this for all of these guys. Transform. Okay. Yeah, cool. So we're going to decompose the matrix into translation, scale, and rotation. And when we decompose it, it will make sure to cancel out like how rotation terms would inflate these things. So you can only multiply by that first term like they do on Wikipedia when you don't have any rotations. Once you have rotations, the rotations start to interact with the A term. And so that's why you can't do it. Is that like a program in Hacktoberfest? I wonder who's putting that on. My curiosity has been piqued momentarily. Well, I'm glad we were able to momentarily, do that. It's put on by DigitalOcean. So, and I think you used to be able to win T-shirts, but I don't know what you win now. We're giving away hats. So if you do contributions, you can get a hat. And we're announcing that on October 1st. And I'm supposed to be prepping the blog post, but it's taken longer than expected because this project is pretty, I don't know. I only have myself to blame for this. Okay. So we can multiply this by the decomposition scale.sx. We don't need to multiply by sy. We can just assume it's the same. Hello, Quasar again, bro. Let's see. Just seeing if there's any other place to do that. Anyway, that decomposition should fix it. We can debug more when it doesn't work, but for now I'm gonna just roll with it. Actually, before I even do that, yeah, it looks like it worked. If that made no sense, then you are in the group of people that is normal, because decomposition's pretty complex. Affine transformations. It is a really good technique to learn, especially if you like game programming. You should absolutely learn affine transforms. It's probably one of the best math concepts you could learn, because it will handle, especially for 2D games, it will handle almost everything you need. And then if you do 3D games, it'll kind of warm you up to the 3D matrices. Matrix math isn't required. Just understanding how matrices interact with each other is required. Traveled far and wide from Twitter to YouTube. I found the best channel and person ever or around ever. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am great. It's true. All right, let's I don't know. Let's see how we can convert this V into a path, because it does not look good as text. So I'll do this. And then we'll do this. to make a V. Doesn't look great, but we're gonna roll with it. I should probably flip it so it's symmetrical. Yeah, let's see if this works. I don't trust anything because I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I hit the H key to flip it. Yeah. That should probably be a single path too, now that I think about it. How do you add a node here on this path? Let's see. Add. Not an Inkscape expert. Every tool needs a built-in AI to just do this stuff. I hit the plus button. There's no new nodes. Maybe if I click both of these and then hit the plus button, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Let's make us a V. It's going to be sharp here, but when it's rewritten, I think that'll be fixed. You know what? That is almost symmetrical. I will take it. Probably people are going to copy this, and then we're going to have a slightly asymmetric V all over the place. But I'm pretty happy with that. Me, normal, never. I'm with you. We're all, if you're here, you're one of the smallest population group ever. So, you know, could be out there watching Pokimane. I don't know who's popular anymore, but instead you're here living the life. Okay, so our vertical one is breaking, which is kind of interesting, but our horizontal one looks pretty good. The text is a little bit off, so we can fix that in the code. So voltmeter, it's really hard to know what to fix in the code and what not to fix in the code, but yeah, there's only bottom and top text now. And we're going to center this one. Ooh. Oh, I need autocomplete, please. Oh, no. Oh, why isn't there autocomplete? Let me try this. Type, text. Is that going to give me autocomplete? Define symbol. It takes a schematic symbol, which takes primitives, which have text, which have a 9-point anchor. So we have bottom left, bottom right, middle top, and middle bottom. I think are the two we want. So middle bottom and then middle top. I think that'll get us to the right ones. Okay, that's right, but the ref is kind of off, so there's two ways to fix that. We could regenerate this with a new, let's see, how does this work? I think, how does this work? Oop, do I set it to, this whole thing is just me figuring out Inkscape. Like, I'd rather just kind of manually type these into code. You know what I mean? I don't know if we need this. You could just do the code and not do any, like, and not mess around with SVGs. And that would be fine. It'd probably be more maintainable. I honestly think we should switch to that. I have no idea how to fix this here. I'm just going to manually put it in. Okay, and then I can manually adjust this. We'll say 0.1, whatever. Let's see. Yeah, button run start. Open up the browser. Okay, so I think I want to put that at 0. If it's centered. Nope. Oh, maybe this doesn't auto refresh. Yeah, all right, cool. 0. All right, we've got a symbol. Oh, and the other one started to magically work too, so that's great. Yeah, the val I think we could bring up a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to copy this guy out. Don't need him. TS, that's TypeScript, or am I high? Maybe both. Am I right? No, we are doing TypeScript. Yeah, this is like this library goes to TypeScript. It gets published to npm so that people can use it in their projects. So that's like the end goal, is to have a TypeScript library. Which is why I kind of feel like we should just be defining these in TypeScript. The SVG is supposed to help you, but it's such a pain in the ass. It's like, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? It's not worth it. All right. We did it. We added a voltmeter. Add circle support, fix transforms for circle. And now I can try to record a video. Whole point of this was to record a video for Hacktoberfest. So I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to pick a symbol, and then this will be the tutorial video, and then I can go do the other projects, ideally, because there are many other projects that are really important to do. So this is our blog post for Hacktoberfest, and we have only done this one. We need to do all of these, so I can't spend that much time on each project, and no project is really perfect. Yeah. All right. So let's record. I will strip it from the stream after. Actually, I'm just going to start recording here. Okay, welcome. You're trying to contribute to schematic symbols. Thank you for doing that. Let me get you started with the schematic symbols project. So the first thing you're going to want to do is check out a new branch. Actually, first thing we're going to want to do is find a schematic to build. Okay, so to do that, you go to issues, and then you scroll down, and you can pick anything, especially ones that look like a good first issue. Let's click on this one, photodiode. Okay, so if you want, you can comment on this, and then you can get assigned. So if you want to kind of reserve it, just comment on the issue. Otherwise, you can just do it first and see how you like it. Let's Google photodiode and understand what this thing's about. You can also, on your issue, which I lost, I'll find it, photodiode, you can click on this button right here, and that'll link you to the parent issue. And there's usually some images and stuff like that to kind of give you a hint as to like what you're looking to make. In this case, I can see there is like a little photodiode there. So it looks like it's a normal diode, but then it's got kind of two arrows pointing in, and it's got a circle around it. So I'm going to show you how to make that. So let's check out a new branch, photodiode. And by the way, all of these instructions are in the README under adding new symbols. So if you get confused, just go to adding new symbols and follow the steps. So first one is add a new SVG file to the symbols directory. Copy. Let's see. What's a good file to copy? Copy voltmeter.svg to a new file. Okay. So to a new file named, let's say, symbol name.svg. Okay. So we're building a photodiode. And so we're going to go to that directory. It's actually not. It's like assets/symbols. It should really be like SVG symbols. But anyway, asset symbols. So we go in there, and we're going to copy the voltmeter SVG. And then we're going to name it photodiode. Okay. And now we're going to open this up in Inkscape. So if you don't have Inkscape installed, you'll want to install Inkscape. So double click that. It'll open up something like this. And now we want to make this look like the image we saw earlier, this photodiode. Okay. So it's like a circle, the diode, two arrows coming in. So literally this part is just editing. I don't love Inkscape. So you can actually do this without Inkscape. In the README, they have an example of how you can do it with just code and no Inkscape, so you're welcome to do it that way too. Something I would recommend is opening up this layers and objects menu in Inkscape, and it'll let you see all the different objects and select them, which is pretty easy. There are two, these ref block circles are kind of required. You'll see why later. And these texts are also required. So definitely make sure to keep those around. Okay. So let's start to build this symbol. I think a lot of times when you're building these, you might find that another symbol is really useful. In this case, the diode symbol will probably be pretty useful for me building. And yeah, that looks pretty great. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to select, oops, not that one. I'm going to select some stuff from this diode, copy, run over here, paste. And now I have this inner part of the diode. So it's always a good idea to look at the symbols. Also, wonky stuff like that can happen pretty easily. I'm just going to drag this in. Perfect. Okay. If you want to look ahead at some other symbols, something you can do is go to symbols.tscircuit.com. That's where this is deployed. So after your symbol is done, it's actually going to go to this website, and you can look for symbols that have something you want. So like right there, I can see that LED has some arrows. So I could copy out those arrows if I wanted. I think I will do that. So I'll close this file. I don't need that anymore. And then I'll say, okay, so we got LED, reveal and finder, double click, got some arrows, copy and paste. Oops. And then I don't remember in our diagram, I'm trying to delete this. How do I delete? In our diagram in the issue. Okay, I really should have cleaned up the number of tabs before I did this. Sorry about that. We're almost there. All right, there we go. Not the right one. All right, photo diode. Perfect. Okay. And then we go over here, and then we zoom in on this. All right. Okay, so they're facing inward. So I'll grab both of these, and then I will click again, rotate, and drag these over like this. Okay. And that's it. So we have our symbol. I like to rename the inside here. If you don't rename this inside, it won't be super great. So, or it might confuse somebody. So I'm going to rename this photodiode in the layers and object screens, but you don't have to. It won't break anything. I don't think it'll break anything. Then we're going to go back to our IDE. And if we look at the README, it says step 2, bun, run, generate. So we're going to run bun, run, generate. And then I'm going to select the photodiode. It should come up as the first item because these are ordered by last edited. So I did it, and it created 2 TypeScript files for me. Now I can run bun, run, start. And I guess this step is unnecessary. Bun, run, generate does that for you. So I'm just going to remove that from the README. And we should be able to see our symbols. I don't know where they show up. There they are, photodiode. And that looks pretty good, but you can see there's a couple problems with the text. So the text, we always want it to grow away from the symbol. So it's growing away from the symbol. So blue boxes on the right side. And that way, if when that text is replaced, because it's like a template, it won't grow into the symbol. So you can see this one's growing into the symbol. So we need to fix this in both cases. This one, I think we might want to put the ref over here. And in this case, I think we want to center it, have it grow up both ways. So let's do that very quickly. So I'm going to go to photodiode, horrors. And the easiest way to do this is to just go in here and take that text and literally just copy it out and replace this. That's going to be the easiest way to do it. And you'll have to add a new anchor. So just come in here, do anchor. It'll suggest something. And then we want to do the same thing with this bottom. can also like copy this stuff out and yeah. Because all we're doing is taking data from that SVG. And so we've just decided to take the data a little differently. Okay, so I should be able to save this and it'll and then come back to my page here and it'll refresh. We can see that val isn't centered. So I think the autocomplete is a little weird here. But if I say as text primitive, oops, that imported from a weird place. We want to import from drawing/types. It'll give me all the available ways I can do this. So the way we want to do it is like center would be pretty good. Or actually, I think middle top is probably the best so that it can grow downward. And we'll refresh that. So that's much better, but it's a little bit off. So we're going to bring it up. I'm just going to say Y 0.5, try to bring it up. And that's a pretty good spot. Okay, now for ref, that one I think I'm going to do this thing where I do as text primitive again. And then I want this one to be aligned, I think, on the right. So middle right, I think would be good for it. And then I kind of want to bring it in basically at center. So usually when you want to put something at center, you can just give it X0. And yeah, that looks a little weird. Yeah, this is a tough one because it's kind of like asymmetric. So you kind of got to make a judgment call. I think I'm going to put this one slightly to the left, like that. Maybe a little bit more. A little bit of a judgment call there, but I think that's pretty good. For the vertical one, it's super messed up. So we're going to want to jump in here and fix that. The val one, it's off screen, but it's actually not bad. So that's okay. It's more like a bug in how we render it. This ref one though is kind of is pretty bad. So to edit the vertical layout, we just need to open the photodiode vertical file. It's right here. It's one of those generated files. If you ever get confused where your files are, you can just run git status and you can see all the files that have been created or you've messed with while working on this. And you'll see some generated files in there too. Okay, so we use this rotate symbol method. So, and the main thing is we do this export default. So the main thing is what we export from this module. We're not modifying it. We're not rotating it. This method returns a rotated symbol. So we can say rotated symbol is equal to rotate symbol. And then we can return that rotated symbol. So far this is the same, but now we can come in here and actually change the text if we want to. So we could say primitives.find primitive. We could say p.type is equal to text. So we could actually get all the text elements, texts. And then we could say, which one are we trying to edit here? Ref. So you could say ref equals text.find that, and we're going to put an exclamation point there. It says, oh, this should be a filter so that this is an array of primitives and then, or text primitives. And now we have the ref. So now we can just move this ref however we want. So we can say x equals, actually the x looks pretty good. I think the only thing that's wrong is the y, I want to center it. And then the anchor, I want to be the middle left. Okay, and I'll refresh, and that looks great. So again, it's pretty confusing when this is off screen, but it's actually okay. It's more of a bug with our renderer. If you want to fix the bug with our renderer, that'd be great because it'd help a lot of people. And there are different ways to set up these symbols, right? Like in this case, I don't think it'd be bad to have something like this instead of this, right? So both are kind of acceptable. And maybe this ref and this val should actually be flipped. Maybe it should always read left to right or top to bottom, right? This one does the same thing where it puts the ref on the right instead of the left. So there's a lot of opinionated choices in here, but just make your best calls. Another thing I'll say is, like, if you look at something like the voltmeter here, it's actually wrong right now, I would say. I don't think when you rotate a voltmeter, you want to rotate the V because it makes it less readable. It's not important that we keep all those rotations the same way. The important thing is that it's readable all the time, right? The reason you rotate is usually so that things line up, vertically or horizontally when you have a ton of these things connecting together. So just a weird choice there. But that's it. That's how you do a contribution. So once you're done, just add all your files, commit. So introduce photodiode. Push that to a branch. You might have to push it to your fork, so look up how to contribute to forks if you do that. I definitely recommend creating a branch for each component so that you can do multiple at the same time. You could do 3 PRs for 3 symbols if you wanted to, or get your 4 contributions that way. But if you use the GitHub command line tools, you can also use GHPR create. I think I already have a PR. Maybe I don't. Oh, I guess I don't have a PR for this yet. But yeah, so you can use GHPR create and you can say introduce photodiode symbol. If you create a PR in this way, in the body, either after you submit it, whatever, make sure to include fixes and then your issue number, right? So let me show you how to do that. So open this guy up. I can come over here and I can say fixes and then put 61, fixes 61, right? And what this will do is when this gets merged, it will automatically fix the issue. Now, really quickly, I want to show you what the reviewer will do. The reviewer will go to visit preview and then we'll look through your stuff and then we'll find your symbol and look at it, right? Okay, so your acceptance criteria is basically, does it render correctly in your preview? You should be able to click on that preview and look yourself. But anyway, that is how you contribute to the Schematic Symbols project. Thanks to Tim for the contribution and all that. Thanks. All right. That's my recording. Pacing on that was rough. How much time did that take? Hacktoberfest. Let's see. OBS recordings. That felt like it took a while. 15 minutes. Oof. Not the worst, though. Okay, let's add it to the blog post. I want to add it to a couple places, actually. I want to add it to the blog post and then also the repo. Or maybe I can link to the blog post from the repo. That might be easier. Yeah, let's just upload it to the blog post. Oh, nice. Ooh, fast upload. My upload speeds. Unreal. Unreal upload speeds. Thank you, San Francisco Fiber Internet. Nice, good thumbnail. I love it when it picks a thumbnail where I'm smiling and not coughing. Okay, cool. What's the intro to this like? Let me get you started with the Schematic Symbols project. So the first thing you're going to want to do is check out. Nice. Good framing. All right, we're good to go. Footprinter is going to be a much simpler one. I do think I'll leave that to tomorrow. I want to focus on getting these guys merged in for now. I'm going to close this PR because these PRs are kind of linked, kind of coupled. Okay. Nice. And I'm just going to merge this guy. Because people are working on this. Oops. Do my best not to show all my DMs. I just changed how generation works. You should pull. What's in general? Quasar, what's up? All right. That's probably pretty good. We merged up, did one post. Tomorrow there's a lot of exciting stuff happening. It's going to be really, really crazy. Like not only the hacktoberfest, but we're also going to be trying to launch our new AI stuff, which is pretty sketchy right now. Takes forever to work on, but should be pretty cool. So anyway, that's coming tomorrow. Probably we'll do another stream,